Heat 1A of the Gold Cup showed that nerves and tensions were high as the Trend West with two-time Gold Cup winner Mark Tate jumped the gun. Tubby's Grilled Submarines with Mike Hansen, defending Gold Cup boat, defending Gold Cup champion, also jumped the gun. And it was the Elan Plus with Nate Brown in lap 1 in lane 1 with the best boat speed, leading them through most of lap 1. But in turn 2, the very narrow Rooster Tail turn on this Detroit River, the Elam hooked to the left and went inside the course. Surprisingly, Greg Hopp in the U100 followed him through, cutting the course in the upper turn. That left the U3, the only piston-powered boat in the fleet, and Mitch Evans, the Master Tire, leading Heat 1A at the end of lap 1. But by turn 1 of lap 2, Elan Plus and Nate Brown had recounted the first turn and taken the lead. Nate Brown and the Elam. They say the Gold Cup's the hardest race to win, Nate. I think it already is.
You know what? It's my lucky Gold Cup ring right there. I won that as a crew chief for Jim Lucero back in '91 with Mark Tate driving it. We're all rubbing on that baby, and a little bit of luck out there. I mean, I fell in a hole and swapped it around, and I thought, well, okay, this heat's over. And then they told me these two guys jumped the gun. I knew Trend West was over, but I wasn't sure about Hansen. And then I heard something happen to Hopp, and I'm going, I'm in front? I'm a half a lap behind these guys, and I'm still in front. Ain't boat racing great.
Heat 1B was all Budweiser's. Dave Villwalk wired the start, and from lane 1 and with the best boat on the water for the heat, won the race, wire to wire. But there was a great battle for second place between brothers-in-law Mike Weber in the Greektown Casino presents Miss DYC and Terry Troxell in the Fox Hills Chrysler Jeep. They went back and forth for second place. Finally, it was Greektown Casino and Mike Weber taking the inner lane, and second place, Terry Troxell finished third in Fox Hills Chrysler Jeep. Heat 2A saw the U100 Chrysler Jeep with Greg Hopp cross the start line first and lead everybody in lane 1 down to turn 1. But it was defending Gold Cup champion Mike Hansen in the Tubby's Grilled Submarine with better boat handling and better boat speed on the outside. He went on to take the lead from the outside lane. The Elan Plus and Nate Brown battled hard from the outside lane, chasing all the way, but had to settle for third place, driving in very rough water conditions behind the two lead boats. In Heat 2B, Mike Weber mistimed the start in the Greektown Casino and had to slow way down so as not to jump the gun. That left him in a bad starting position, though in a good lane. The Old Boy Alberto and Steve David, Terry Troxell in the Fox Hills Chrysler Jeep, and Miss Budweiser's Dave Villwalk hit the start line on the money with a lot of boat speed. It was the Budweiser in lane 5 taking the lead apparently, but officials called Dave Villwalk for bearing in turn 1 of lap 1 and assessed him a 1-lap penalty. He went on ahead, but was actually running in 5th place. Surprisingly, it was Steve David on the inside with an Old Boy Alberto that was having fewer problems last week, and this week went on to win the heat. Terry Troxell in Fox Hills Chrysler Jeep took second. Greektown Casino settled for third, and the Budweiser had to settle for fourth after a 1-lap penalty. Dave Villwalk would not even talk about it. Dave, can we get you real quick here? Dave Villwalk not wanting to speak right now. Saw Dave Villwalk and Miss Budweiser wire the start in lane 1 in great position throughout and set a new lap record in lap number 1. The Elam Plus and Fox Hills were assessed 1-lap penalties in the heat. Elam for bearing out in turn 1 on the Tubby's Grilled Submarines. The Tubbies and Mike Hansen, defending Gold Cup champions, spun the boat in turn 1. Old Boy Alberto went on to take second to Dave Villwalk's Miss Budweiser victory. Tubbies did recover to finish third. Got the hat exchange here first. Dave, a new course record, a hydroprop course record there in lap 1 of 150 miles an hour. Looks like your boat handles the rough stuff a little better than anyone else.
Well, we'd worked all winter trying to make the boat race as fast as it qualified. So we're getting close. We're still not at our goal, but luckily I think Nate actually jumped. I'm not sure. And then we were right on the money, and you know, on the inside, that was a good place to be.
Fighting for lanes out there, you like that?
I think, you know, it puts it in the driver's hands. Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
In Heat 3B, the U2 Trend West with Mark Tate lost the cowling, the engine cover before the start, but then came around and wired the start for a great beginning to Heat 3B. The Greektown Casinos presents Miss DYC jumped the gun with Mike Weber, and the master tire did not start. The Chrysler Jeep with Greg Hopp went dead in the water in turn 2, created what was a near hazard, but later restarted. Meanwhile, Detroit native Mark Tate took the Trend West to victory, winning Heat 3B. The Lumar window film, a trailer boat, finished second. He lost his points, though, because of fuel violation, but maintained his second place position. Greektown ran an extra lap and finished third with Mike Weber. In Heat 4A, a chance at the front line of the final heat for the Gold Cup was on the line, and it was the Budweiser with Dave Vilwalk and the Fox Hills Chrysler Jeep with Terry Troxel hitting the start on the money. It was Terry Troxel, who needed points to make the final, who took the victory, taking the inside track with a Chrysler Jeep and running it on the ragged edge at times and winning Heat 4A. Miss Budweiser will be on the front line in the final and settled for second place points. It was Oh Boy Alberto taking third with Steve David, putting it in the final heat as well, nudging out the Greektown Casino boat with Mike Weber, which will have to run as a trailer. Heat 4B tensions were high, the last preliminary heat before going for gold, and it was native Detroiter Mark Tate in the U2 Trend West getting a great start and leading the race. The Elam starting on the outside, made a run from the outside, but something let go in the bright orange boat for Nate Brown in turn 2 of lap 1. Nate tried and tried and tried to restart, but could not get the U16 going again. Tubby's Grill settled for second. It was a victory for Mark Tate in the Trend West. They're both in the final. Unfortunately for the Elam, not finishing and getting no points leaves them out of the Gold Cup final.